So I wanted to come on here and talk about a couple of things involving Janet Hubert. Now, a couple of people have already done videos about her, and I watched a couple of them. I didn't get a chance to watch all of them, and some of them probably have mentioned what I'm about to talk about right here, but I'm going to give my take on it anyway. So we all know who these two women are. On the left is Janet Hubert, who we all know is playing the original Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and of course on the right is the legendary, iconic, and ageless Phylicia Rashad, of course, playing Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show and various other roles in film and television over her vast career. And her latest career, of course, is being the dean for one of the schools at Howard University, which, by the way, if y'all sheep online are still trying to tag Howard University to get her removed, you might as well stop right now. Howard already knew that this woman was supporting Bill Cosby from jump before she even got the call to get offered that particular job. Remember, Howard called her, she didn't call Howard. So in the words of Kendra D, knock it off. So the reason why I have these two up here right now is because I'm gonna try to start from the beginning, which is not a long time ago. It's like literally very recent, into what just came out, which led me to making this video. So Janet Hubert basically came out and slammed Phylicia Rashad for supporting Bill Cosby because, Bill Cosby, he was released from jail. All the convictions was overturned. All charges were dropped. He's a free man. His record is pretty much clean. And she basically came out and said that she, was glad that he's finally free. This thing is over, and so on and so forth. What got me is the fact that you had a lot of people online who acted like they didn't know Phylicia Rashad was supporting Bill Cosby from the get-go. Like, people like that shows you how much people were not paying attention to this at all. They were only paying attention to what the media put out there. They would have known who his supporters were and who weren't supporting him. And they wanted to act like they didn't know that she was supporting him, which is why many of them were trying to tag Howard University and try to get her removed from the school and saying all types of stuff. But, people are slow. They're just slow. So Janet Hubert chimes in and she basically says that, how dare you? How can you support a man such as Bill Cosby? And even went as so far as to say that she didn't know her. Like, first off, my thing would have been like, you don't know me. I don't know you. And the first encounter you have with me is not even face to face, but to get online and talk ill about me and who I should and who I should not support. Let me remind you, Janet Hubert has not really been acting in much of anything for a while now. The last time we saw her was at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion that aired on HBO Max back in October. And Will Smith was the one that had to pull some strings to get her to be on that reunion. Apparently, she's had some bad blood with not only Will Smith, but a few of the other cast members, one in particular being Alfonso Ribeiro, who plays Carlton. Because when I was about to do this video, I saw another article that came up where apparently her and Alfonso were feuding at one point in time as well. And if you look back at the reunion, I never noticed it then. When Janet was there, when she came onto the set, when they would, when the cast was seeing her, he was the only cast member who was not there, who wasn't present when she was there. And then when she's not there, he's back in. That wasn't an editing thing. He really was not there during the taping of a portion of what she was doing. Now, he came out and said what I believe the political correct response was that he had to go shoot Dancing with the Stars, because at that time he was on that particular season. I think he said he was on Dancing with the Stars, or maybe he was filming another show. I can't remember what it was. Or was it America's Funniest Video? I can't remember. He has some kind of a hosting gig. I forget what it was. But I do know he was on Dancing with the Stars, but that couldn't have been that far ago because he was on Dancing with the Stars a while back pre-Move It. But I can't remember, but he said he had another obligation. Now, many are saying that wasn't exactly true, and they believe it's because there was a feud. Because apparently back in 2017, Janet had put out some kind of a post talking about how Alfonso put out a picture of them at a reunion. It wasn't the official reunion that we saw on HBO Max. It was something I think Will had kind of put together or whatever that was like not tied to anything. It was just something he decided to do. And these were the words that she used. she called him a media hoe. Like, what the hell is really up with this woman? Like, what would make you come out of your mouth and call your castmate, someone you've worked for a couple of seasons with on a show, and call him a media hoe? Like, those were her words. Hold on, let me pause this right quick and I'll actually show you where she said it. Here's the excerpt right here. I know the media hoe Alfonso Ribeiro has posted his so-called reunion photo. Folks keep telling me about it, she wrote at the time. He always was the ass wife for Will. There will never be a true reunion of the Fresh Prince. I have no interest in seeing any of these people on that kind of level. So there you have it right there. I wanted to show you exactly what she said in full, and that's what she said back in 2017 before she pretty much had, Will reach out to her and talk to her about what was going on. So like I said, a lot of people back then, thought that she made it seem like Will was such a bad or a mean person to her, of why she got kicked off the show. But now that I'm seeing how she is in her true colors, I don't necessarily think that's all the way true. Could have been a thing that was a conflict between the two of them. Yes, it happens on television sets and movie sets all the time. There's always going to be conflict. There's not always going to be people that meet eye to eye. But this one seems a little bit more like venomous in nature, like a real toxic relationship. And now I'm starting to see her for who she truly is, even after many of us had given her so much support over the years and saying, where's the original Aunt Viv? We want to see her. Like, what is she doing right now? What is she up to? Like, it's almost like she's making it seem like we made it out that Will was this bad and mean person for such a long time, when it appears to me that she was the mean girl, quote unquote. And that leads and segues me into what I'm really want to talk about today. But I needed to do a lead into what was going on. So I've already mentioned, like why she was mad at Phylicia Rashad, or, a little bit of backstory with the Fresh Prince. Now I'm here to talk about this article that got posted on Black Enterprise like less than a day ago. Now, if y'all remember, like I said, she went on that rant against Phylicia Rashad about the release of Bill Cosby and how she felt about it. But now, according to this article on Black Enterprise, this is the title: The Original Aunt Viv, Janet Hubert lands new film gig and thanks Gabrielle Union for support. So you mean to tell me that she lands a new film gig after she goes on this rant against Phylicia Rashad, and how ironic, the person that helps her get the gig is Gabrielle Union, the high priestess witch herself, a woman who also has an issue with black men. I mean, think about it. Nate Parker, he put her in his movie and she threw him under the bus when them allegations of rape came out about him. She has cucked her husband, Dwayne Wade, got him out here wearing questionable shit. But I think the biggest thing of all is what she did to Dwayne Wade's son. And I will continue to call that boy his son. I don't give a damn what the Academy says or what this politically correct society says. The boy was probably her biggest and latest and most disturbing project yet. And what do all three of the people that I'm talking about have in common? All three of them are black XY chromosome carrying males, whether they are grown men or minor boys. And remember, Dwayne Wade came out of his mouth and said that she practically wears the pants in the household. They said he said it in a jokingly way, but I don't think he was joking. Like they say, you can find humor in jokes, but behind the humor you can find truth. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this article, and I'm going to finish my commentary off. Janet Hubert, who is widely known as the original Aunt Viv on the NBC's 90s sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, is getting a fresh start and joining the cast of a Netflix film called The Perfect Find. The actress currently seems to be on a winning streak after a long stint of sporadic acting gigs amid feuds over why she disappeared from the popular sitcom. Now listen to that. The only way she was able to keep up her appearances was by constantly going and talking about what would happen on a set of a television show that has been canceled since 1996. Mind you, she didn't even make it to the final show. Like, her final episodes happened like in 1993 or 2. I can't remember the exact year, but it was one of the two. This time around, Hubert is joined in the cast of rom-com alongside the High Priestess Witch and Lala Anthony. The synopsis gives a small taste of a drama-filled plot while centering around a woman who is attempting to juggle numerous conundrums in midlife. Will a 40-year-old woman with everything on the line, her high-stakes career ticking biological clock bank account, risk it all for an intensely lusty secret romance with the one person who could destroy her comeback for good? Numa Perrier directed the film, which is based on a novel written by Tia Williams. The cast also includes stars such as Gina Torres and Aisha Hines. Hubert is ecstatic and made the announcement on social media and thanked Gabrielle Union for her encouragement. Hey everyone, it's really great to be working again. If I say no to certain things, it's only because I need to stay close to home. I will never live in LA again. It drains my soul, but I have learned to never say never. Thank you, Gabrielle, for your amazing words of support. You are so giving and gracious and professional, as is your entire team. What a joy you all are. Hashtag bless Blacktress. Hashtag Gab Union. Hubert's feisty portrayal of Aunt Viv was well received by fans. However, the actress left the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show in 1993 after issues concerning pay, and for which she blamed Will Smith for failing to speak up for her. Daphne Maxwell Reid replaced her as the second Aunt Viv. During that third season, when I got pregnant, there were a lot of things going on in my life and in Will's life as well. Hubert said on camera, according to TV Line. There was some friction because I was pregnant and my home life was not good at all. I was no longer laughing, smiling, and joking because I knew things were going on that nobody knew about. The cast had no idea what was going on. The U.S. Sun reported that Will Smith and Hubert's public feud ended in 2020. So all she had to do apparently was just throw someone under the bus, and now she's got some new gigs. And she literally had to harp on a feud in order to remain, quote, somewhat relevant. I can't believe that many of us ended up feeling bad for this woman at one point in time. And this is the outcome. She had to come after another black woman because of her beliefs. And because she didn't stand with the sisterhood against Bill Cosby. But like I said, that's why it hasn't been a quote that I've said for quite some time, but it's a quote that I have heard plenty of times in the past, and that is the sisterhood of failure. And you want to know so crazy? If a black man even did this to another black woman, can you imagine all the hit pieces that would be written about him, even if he was in the right? I already know what they would do. I can see it coming a mile away. And this is the thing. They are allowed to get away with this shit all of the time because of the lack of accountability. But yeah, as far as Janet Hubert, I'm not going to sit up here and wish her ill will, or hope and wish that her career goes in the toilet or whatever, because as far as I'm concerned, karma's going to do that for me. I mean, look at what she had to do in order to get a gig. She had to constantly go on and talk about this feud that many people have been over. She practically had to beg, scream, and throw tantrums to get Will Smith to even sit down and have a conversation with her, just to have her be seen for a couple of minutes on a reunion special that she didn't even want to be a part of, based on what she told Alfonso Ribeiro, of course. And now she's just threw Phylicia Rashad under the bus with that statement that she made, and voila, a new acting gig. So what does that tell you? In order to get ahead in America, you have to throw a black man under the bus, but not only a black man, but his supporters as well, apparently. If you do that, all is well. Your bills will be paid and your life will be great. Well, the thing is, it could be, however, you have to continue playing the game. And I have a feeling this won't be the first. I have a feeling this won't be the first or the last time that Jan is going to do this shit. I just have the strongest feeling that she's going to strike again, because she has to continue to live at a certain means, even though she hasn't lived at a certain means in years. But this definitely made me look at her in a whole nother light. And from this day forward, I will no longer support anything that she does or anything that she says. If something comes out about her, it just comes out about her. As far as I'm concerned, the next time I want to do a video about Janet Hubert is when I get to strike up the violins.